What is required to travel with a dog on the bus? Do you need to take a bus trip and want to take your dog with you? Don't worry. Some details need to be thought through in advance. Include in your preparations for the trip the need to find out everything you need to know about traveling with a dog on a bus. Traveling with a dog on a bus can be a pleasant or a very bad experience, it's up to you. First of all, you need to think about the route that will be taken and how to ensure comfort for him on the way. Check out some questions that need to be taken into account before traveling. If he has already traveled, how did he react? Does he get stressed by the presence of strangers? Does he like to stay in the carrier? How does he act when he is in strange places? Once all these questions have been answered, the second step is to think about how the dog will be fed and how he will make the physiological needs in case of a long trip. Not to mention that it is of paramount importance that the animal has the phone number and the owner's name identified on the collar. Another point that needs to be considered is the type of carrier that is ideal for the trip. It is essential that it be of a size that allows comfort for the animal, that it does not leak residues of urine or feces, and that it is easy to clean. The care with the pet also includes choosing what to take on a trip. After all, he will need to adapt to the new place, even if it is only for a few days. For this, it is important to think about everything, such as the pet's favorite toy and the food it eats. To help you in this process, we made a list of things you will need when traveling with your dog. Use this list as a guideline to check in everything you're taking when the day of travel draws near. Check it out: bed and blankets for the collar, with identification and your contact for emergency, and the lead for walking, pots for water and food, hygienic mats or newspapers for the dog to make the needs, medicines he takes, contact his veterinarian, in case of emergency. It is worth searching addresses of clinics near where you will stay, vaccination cards and deworming to prove the good health of the pet. Check out some rules stipulated by the National Land Transport Agency, ANTT, for traveling with a dog on a bus. These are general guidelines that will allow a peaceful and safe trip for you and your four-legged friend. To travel with a dog on interstate buses, it is mandatory to present the health certificate for transit of dogs and cats. The document is provided by the veterinarian, who must be accredited to the Regional Council of Veterinary Medicine in your region. It is important that it has been issued at least 10 days before the trip. To travel with a dog on a bus, the passenger must present the animal's vaccination card up to date, especially with the sign that it has taken the anti-rabies vaccine. Only small dogs are accepted on travel buses. The reason is to ensure that the comfort and safety of passengers are preserved. These are some rules that the ANTT suggests so that the trip is safe and quiet for everyone. However, each bus company has its own rules regarding the transport of animals. Therefore, you must contact the company that sold you the ticket to find out if you can travel with a dog on the bus and what the requirements are. Do this as soon as possible so that nothing is forgotten. For example, some companies require that dogs are sedated during the trip. In these cases, a veterinarian should be requested to advise on the ideal medication for your pet and the dosage that should be administered. Another requirement they usually make is that the animal must travel in a carrier on the side seat, and, for this, it will be necessary to buy an additional ticket. All the more reason for you to contact the company as soon as possible, isn't it? It may also be mandatory for the guardian to sign a term of responsibility, assuming the risks that threaten the animal during the trip. Another point that varies from company to company is the amount of animals that can be transported on the trip. Now that you know that traveling with a dog on a bus requires planning, take advantage of our tips and start organizing yourself now.